if y'all see it on the screen, this is the guy we were talking about. Yannick
Yeah.
Ngakoue, former of the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think I played for the Raiders, if I'm not mistaken. He spent well, he took off last year to nurse an ankle injury that he actually suffered 3 years ago, and it took him
Mhm.
3 years to heal from that. And sometimes we tell y'all all the time, sometimes injury just do that to us. Everybody's body is different, but it says
True.
free, and this is Jordan Schultz, so you know this is a legit source. Free agent Pro Bowl defensive end. Yannick had 71 and a half career sacks, had been training for the past several months in preparation for his return to NFL in 2026. And Ngakoue
Mhm.
spent last season out of football to fully recover with sights on set to return this season. 71 and a half sacks. That's where we're gonna start at. So y'all can drop your comments in the chat and let us know. Because we just doing our thing. Um would
And
y'all sign him? Just right off the rip. Would y'all
and
sign him?
just to add a little context, in August
Okay,
2023,
go ahead. Do your thing.
he was signed to the Bears. Right now, Ryan Poles was the GM, but the assistant GM was Ian Cunningham. In the front office, so they gave the Pro Bowler at the time 1 year, 10.5 million contract. He played 13 games, but
Right.
recorded 4 sacks. But he had an injury and it cut his year short. Now there is some
Right.
connection there too as well. If Ian did want to poach around, now I wouldn't say $10 million coming back, but you still can at least probably poach around if you need a
Hey,
pass rush. He is 31 coming into it as well. He's about to be 31 years of age,
still
but
young.
says
Still
he's
young. Yeah.
yeah, says he's completely healthy and actively training for that NFL return, just like Smitty was just saying. Of course, we lost Jalen Walker. That's going to be a big blow. You can always look for. We've already added guys, yes, but you always can. We're still adding anyway, so you possibly can still poach around that. Just an option. I'm not saying it has to be a slam dunk, but I mean, pass rusher, see what he has, and then of course having Nate Ollie, Jeff Ulbrich, and just that whole coaching staff there, man, just that experience. You never know, possibly can pull a season or two if we need it out of them. Just an option, just perspective.
Yeah, and add on to what you're saying, I think he fits perfectly in a 3-4 defense. And the knock on him for years, even though he's putting up sack numbers, the knock has been on him for years that he's not good against the run. And statistics and analytics show that. So
Yeah,
being in the defense that we're running with that 3-4, he really won't have to play much run defense. If he can set the edge, that's good enough because I feel like we got linebackers to make plays. But if you paying him $8 to $10 million, he need to work on being able to stop the run. You paying that kind of money because we threw away $10 million last year on Leonard Floyd.
I can't pay him
And no,
$8 million, bro. I
and,
just I don't care what our salary cap is. Our salary cap could have been 200 million still, right, or something like.
so do you think they can get him for a cheaper price?
And bro, I'm just saying, like honestly, for a guy that has been out the league, so making sure he's getting healthy, cool. But at the same time, like before he went out of the league, again, like I said, in 2023, he had 4 sacks. That's not necessarily like game breaking in 13 games when that is your specialty. Like you just said, he is not that good against the run. That has always been like that. He's always kind of been like that mercenary pass rusher, go out there and get the quarterback. And that's what we need. But at the same time, isn't that kind of what Harold Perkins is being groomed for right now? So I don't know. It's like
Uh, yeah, but but
to a
but think
degree,
about this.
to a degree.
Think about it to a degree. I agree with that, and I absolutely love it. Um, Dan said anything you might add might turn out to be an upgrade. That's true.
That's, that is
That's very
very.
true, Dan. But and I agree with that, and this is why, and I'm glad he
But
said that
again,
because this is
I
what I'm
can't
finna.
do 8 to 10. That's all I'm talking about as far as the money.
This is what they could probably do 6 or 7, and then work up to 8 or 9. So the reason why I agree with Dan with this is I just saw some guy named Divine Diablo get hurt the other day and had an ankle injury, and he battled injuries last year too. And you
Yeah.
talk about Harold Perkins being able to play on the edge. That's true. but you might need him to play a little bit more in the middle with Divine Diablo being uncertain with those knick-knack injuries, because that's something that could go on all year. Remember, you had the shoulder last year, missed 5 games. What is the shoulder?
Forearm.
Forearm. So he missed 5 games with that. So now you may need Kendall Daniels and Perkins to stay in the middle to help out Christian Harris. So if you bring in a Yannick Ngakoue until James Pierce comes back, that gives you a viable rotation, especially with the two guys you brought in the offseason. Because think about it, with Jaden Walker out and James Pierce missing time, you've got to revamp that pass rush the best you can. So even though you might not want to pay him that money, I mean it's a valuable need, especially if you want to keep the momentum going from last year. And it might be a tie there because one Nate Ollie in Indy when he was there, but he played in Indianapolis for a season. I think Nate Ollie was there, but don't quote me on that. But I mean, with those two young guys being out, one for the season, and you get an edge rusher with 71.5 career sacks, you got to think about it. Or do you want to bring back Leonard Floyd and pay him another $8 to $10 million? So,
but okay, so this is what will make they actually just made it even more interesting, because in 2022 Nate Ollie was hired as the defensive line coach, and he did have the same year the coach traded for Yannick, and they do, and at that time, let me see, under Ole's guidance, he led the 2022 Colts with 9.5 sacks. But again, there you go. But that was in 2022, the year before he went to Chicago in 2023, and before he got hurt and started getting nicked up and everything like that. But the connection is there for Atlanta with two of your guys, a coach and your GM.
Right. So hey, there's a connection there. So hey, who knows? I mean, maybe they can work out a deal, because I'm telling you, they're gonna need another edge rusher. I mean, we've been talking about the Bosas. We've been talking about who did I put out the other day? Kayvon Thibodeau, Josh Sweat, Miles Murphy. I can go on and on. But if you got one that's a free agent, you don't have to trade assets, go ahead and do it. Especially if you got experience with the defensive line coach. And I said he fit the 3-4 defense that we're going to run. So, I mean, it could be a match made in heaven.
6 or 7 would be nice. 6 or 7 mil just to, get them back in the league, give them a little something, whatever. But, but again, like I said, the connection is there. If the Falcons feel like there's a fit there, you possibly could see the Falcons, pick up the phone and give them a call. It's all about.
But I'm looking at. Go ahead, my bad.
No, it's all about what they feel like they need.
Yeah, and I agree. And the thing about it, if James Pierce comes back, that gives him time to get back to the groove of things with that veteran being on the field. He can take his time coming back. That 10.5 sacks he had last year as a rookie. Remember, he had 6 or 7 games straight with a sack. So once he gets to going, and say that they're in the playoff race towards the end of the season, he pretty fresh. That's going to be trouble for teams. So I say it just makes too much sense to even think it.
Good comment right here about Rod. Said, but they're also going to be looking at the preseason guys from other teams as well. So I'll hold off. That's a very good.
Right. I said that last night. I can't wait to see what the cap casualties look like, and the young guys that are getting cut from other teams that they scouted during the NFL draft from previous years. Because y'all got to know, not only this year, but the previous, I think, 3 to 4 years, whoever getting cut, if they scouted them before with this team, it's going to be that's somebody they're going to look at first. So I agree with that, Rod, but I'm just saying 71.5 sacks, and he's just a rotational piece. You get James Pierce back, I would love to see that, along with the 2 guys you signed this offseason. So yeah, that would keep you in line for that 57 sacks again. So I mean, hey, I'm just saying.
It's something to think about, because we're going to have to do everything by committee. It's a team thing too. So again, if there's a fit there, they feel like it's a fit there, the price is right, everything like that, you could possibly, again, they could pick up the phone, and now you really couldn't be mad about it.